Hey, what's up? Like, totally time for 90210.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the 90210 show. My name is Mark. With me as always is my wife Carol. How you doing today, Carol?
Hey, what's up?
Not much. It's been a good week here. It's December 16th, 1999.
It is.
And we watched 90210 Sibling Revelry. Not much revelry going on, but
no.
a little bit at the end, I guess.
You think?
Yeah. Well, what's revelry mean to you?
Doesn't it mean kind of like adoration?
No.
Oh, the opposite of that?
Nope.
Okay, what does it mean? Let's expand Carol's vocabulary.
Well, if you revel in something, what do you do?
Like soak it in, enjoy it.
Yeah, it's like taking pleasure in reminiscing, essentially, revelry.
Okay.
So there's a little bit of that.
A little.
Anyway, so where do you want to start? Gina?
Sure.
That's the main storyline, I think, is Gina and her paternity.
Yeah. So she's very upset because what I don't remember exactly what prompts Donna to decide to tell her, but she does tell her.
Donna just wants to tell her. She finds out this information. She sort of like, she invites her to the store. She's like, oh, I really need your help at the store. And she's like, I don't want to help at the store. What the fuck? You bitches hate me. And she's like, I could have been more understanding and everything. And, I want us to get closer. And she's like, no thanks. And so she leaves, and then she goes to the place where she's staying at the hotel, and is basically just like, hey, I could have been nicer, I could have been more understanding. And she's like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And she's like, look, I have something to tell you.
Well, first she says I could have been more like a sister or something like that, without saying it outright.
Yeah.
Because she's like fucking playing games. I don't know.
And Gina rejects it immediately because her first thing is you want me to be happy or something like that. I went from being the poor cousin
to the poor sister
to the only thing worse than that.
Yeah.
The poor unwanted sister.
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks. I mean, honestly, Donna probably shouldn't have told her. But I have a question. Donna found this out by looking at her birth certificate. How has she never looked at her birth certificate in her whole life?
That's an excellent question.
She's going to need to at some point. She would see it eventually if nobody bothered to tell her.
Yeah, it's wild that this was such a secret, but he's on the birth certificate.
Yeah, I mean, is that a requirement that you put the dad on there?
No.
So if it was a secret, then...
And they could have just lied and had the non-biological dad sign.
Well, I don't know if he was there yet. I mean, he married her eventually.
Yeah.
But...
I guess that's true. We don't know exactly what... all we know now is he was a pilot, and he died piloting.
Yeah.
Or flying, as they might call it.
Yeah. Gina talks about how she had the one good memory with him, pushing her on the swing and pretending to fly because she wanted to know what it was like. That's the biggest
thing that we take from this episode is she's like, well, you've taken my dad away from me then. But it's no. And Donna says that at one point. She's like, biology doesn't make a dad. He was still your dad. He was there. He did all the things. It's true. That's, he was still her dad, whether or not she was his flesh and blood or not.
100%.
But yeah, so she goes back to her old childhood home.
Yeah, this is weird. If somebody knocked on my door and said they used to live in the house and they wanted to check it out, I would think they were going to rob me and I would not let them in.
Right.
But
what if they look like Gina?
I still won't let her in. But this lady is like, oh, honey, yeah, I'll make you lemonade. Look around. Fuck that. But she goes out and swings on the swing. It's still there. It's very cute and sweet.
Yeah.
Whatever. The swing would not still be there. She's 25. This is from when she was 4.
Right. So, yeah, most of her storyline in this episode is her trying to cope with this new information. And I don't know what or how this is going to change anything.
Yeah.
But Donna seems willing to want to change stuff.
She wants to get closer to her as a sister. But I kind of agree with Gina. It's not like they haven't already been family their whole life. So if she didn't treat her the best, then she shouldn't change it now. She should, just be herself, I guess.
Gina Gina also is struggling with her thoughts and stuff on this. She talks to, or David, like, she says something to David. She's like, did you know that we're sisters? And he's like, what? Like he's completely fucking caught off guard.
No.
Like, he has no clue. So he's like, oh, let's talk about this or whatever.
He
And
wants to be there for her.
and she's like, no, I don't want to talk about it or whatever. And then she goes to Dylan.
No, Dylan shows up at her door, but she lets him in.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, like, and she's like, and she starts talking. She unloads on him. And she says to Dylan, she's like, I can't talk to David about this because he has a history with Donna, and I can't imagine he'd be impartial. I mean, what's his name? Dylan also sort of has a history with Donna. Not a sexual, he dated her history, but they've been friends for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, everybody in this situation is not new. They all have pre-existing relationships.
Right.
It's weird that David has slept with both sisters.
Yeah. And
Kinda
Valerie.
icky. Yeah, he's been around.
But anyway, so she talks to him about it, and then David walks in, and he's all pissed off.
Well, because they're sitting on the couch together, and I think he thinks more is going on than it is. But either way, I feel like he's justifiable in being upset. He gets very upset.
I think he goes a little too far.
I don't know. Because he wanted to be there for her. She wouldn't let him, and then she unloaded on Dylan. That's not okay. I mean, that's emotional infidelity.
Well, here's the thing. So, I can see all sides of this. I can see why he would be upset. If I put myself in his position, I would be upset. I can see why she would think it's easier to talk to Dylan than it is to talk to David because of David's entanglement with Donna. However, I think she's justified in not wanting to talk to David about it, and I think that should be okay. But she shouldn't have have talked to Dylan about it. She should have talked to somebody else.
But here's the question: who? She doesn't have any friends.
I mean, she could have. She couldn't talk to her mom. She said that. Like, she knew her mom would just whatever, try to defend herself or lie or whatever. She could have fucking talked to Nat. I mean, she could have talked to she could have called somebody else. I'm just saying, she could have talked to a therapist. She should have picked somebody or tried to find somebody to talk to that she didn't have a pre-existing romantic relationship with.
Yeah.
Because that's the problem. That's why it's not good to confide in Dylan in that way.
So David is super mad, and he gets on the elevator and goes downstairs, and they follow him. They should have just let him go.
I guess, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like, he's trying to get away. He's upset. Let him be. But they follow him. They're arguing, and he shoves Dylan.
Yeah, he cruel intentions him.
Yeah,
just not all the way.
He shoves him in front of a car. It's in the parking lot. It wasn't intentional.
Yeah, valet.
But he gets hit and knocked over. He's all right, though.
Yeah, but I mean,
Ish.
it could have been bad.
It could have been.
Like I said, he tried to cruel intentions him.
Yeah.
And so, later, he talks to not Valerie. He talks to Gina, and he's like, basically, we're fucking done. Yeah. He's like, I'm done with this. I don't like myself when I'm around you. I can't handle the jealousy, all this other stuff. And that does happen. You can be, I think he has some jealousy in him. Because I don't think someone that's just doesn't have a jealous bone in their body or whatever would act like this. But there is something to the way you fit together with other people, and I guess maybe it's the level of trust. He doesn't trust her as much as he might think he trusts her or whatever. Because there is something to, you could be a lot more jealous and possessive with one person than you are with somebody else. And I think, probably the difference is the level of trust.
Yeah.
Some people are never jealous no matter who they're with. Some people are always jealous no matter who they're with. And then most people, I think, exist in a spectrum in between those two extremes.
I mean, we've known him for a while, and I don't think that he is, a super jealous person.
No, I wouldn't think. I would if I was his friend, I wouldn't be like, oh, you have a problem with jealousy.
Yeah.
But he's got a problem with jealousy with her, and I think it's just because he does not trust her.
Which I don't blame him. She's really not trustworthy.
And then he goes to Dylan, the real relationship that we care about in this situation, and he's like, I want to be friends again.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Dylan's like, I'd like that.
I don't like it.
So they're gonna. Why you don't like them when they're friends?
I don't know. It just seems like they're overemphasizing this friendship that really didn't exist before.
I agree. It was David was obviously David and Donna were like the big thing, but David was always, I think, more friends with Steve. He was like fucking obsessed with Steve.
Mm-hmm. And Dylan was gone for a long time, so unless you had a major relationship with Dylan in season 1 or 2, which he didn't,
Correct.
Then there was no time to foster this deep relationship they supposedly have.
I agree.
But anyway, Dylan.
They saved each other from drugs.
Yeah, they did do that.
That's what it was. And that's what they're banking on. But it's like, those were 2 episodes, guys.
No. Dylan, let's talk about Dylan Kelly.
Dylan and Kelly. Okay, Dill Kel. So they go to an art show. He's looking for paintings or whatever for his apartment, or for his, not apartment, his hotel room.
Which, this is weird to me that, like, they're not together, that they're exes. She's in a relationship, and she's going to look at art for his apartment with him. Like, that feels like it's crossing a boundary anyway.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely a couple thing, for sure. But, yeah, I also think it's weird that he's just allowed to decorate this hotel room. It's really weird.
Yeah, I guess we're calling it an apartment. It's not. I don't know. I guess if you have enough money, you can do whatever you want.
Sure. But so she sees one and she's like, "Oh, I love this. Speaks to me.
It's
like,
inspired."
Yeah, it's inspired. It's finger paints, and,
basically,
because it's modern art. And she's like, "I love this" or whatever. And he's like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "It won't go with my. It's blue and yellow. It won't go with my walls or whatever." And so he buys it though, not.
Separate from her.
Yeah, she doesn't know.
He surprises her with it.
And gives it to her. And she's like, oh, you bought the painting. It'll look good in your thing. And he's like, I don't know what. He's like, it won't go with my walls. And she's like, what color? You don't even know what color your walls are. He's like, they're blue. And she's like, no, they're yellow.
Yeah.
First of all, how do you not know if your walls are blue or yellow? Like, how do you think your walls are blue if they're yellow? 1. 2, there's blue and yellow in the painting. So they would go with either one they say.
That is true. It's bullshit. But he gives her the painting.
Which apparently costs like $16,000, I guess. We'll find out later.
Yeah, because Matt sees it, and he's very upset that Dylan bought her a painting.
Rightfully so.
Yeah. But then he calls the art gallery to find out how much it costs. I think that's a step too far. Yeah. I think that's none of your business. I think it's rude. I think that the gallery shouldn't have told him.
Oh, 100%.
So that part I don't like. But yeah, $16,000.
And so then, like, I'm sort of on his side at the beginning. Because, like you said, it's sort of crossing a boundary, whatever. But then I think he goes too far. Because she's like, he's like, don't accept that painting. He's like, that always, it's not just she's like, it's just a gift among friends. He's like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
That's not like a gift among friends. That means something, that has like meaning behind it. You used to fuck this guy and all this stuff. And he's right. And she doesn't think it's anything. But after some soul searching, she comes back. Does she do the thing first?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, because he's like, look, I want you to really take a day, really think about your relationship with Dylan. And tell me, if you can tell me that it's just a gift among friends or whatever, then fine.
Yeah, so...
And, oh no, it is after that. Because what she says is, first she says, I won't accept the gift.
Yeah, because it doesn't mean anything to me, but it means something to you.
Yeah, because it hurts you and you care about it, I'm not going to accept the gift. But I don't think it means anything. Which is the exact correct answer.
Yeah, I agree. He should have let it go.
But then he's like... well, you fucking think about this relationship or whatever, and like, and
at that point, we're both like, well, if she ends up with Dylan, that's on you now.
Yeah. So she goes to Dylan, and she's like, what's this painting or whatever? And he's like, oh, it's just a gift among friends. Same thing she says. Mm-hmm. And she goes, bullshit, it's more than that. So she believes it's more than that. So she's lying to him, by the way.
Yeah.
And she's like, we know it means more than that or whatever. And she's like, I'm sick of this flirting and, like all this back and forth and stuff, which, she's speaking for the audience now.
Yeah.
Because we're sick of it too.
Yes.
And he's like, well, I don't know. And she's like, this is what I want. I want all of it. I don't want you just to, mess around and stuff like that, flirting, sex, kissing, all that stuff. I want the white picket fence. I want kids. I want marriage. She lays it all out. And she's like, if you want that, let's go.
Yeah, I will be with you, but you got to give me what I want.
But if you don't want that, then let it go forever. And he doesn't say anything. Sorry. He doesn't say anything. And she's like, that's what I thought. And she walks away. So she essentially proposes to him.
Mm-hmm. And also is assuming his response because he didn't say anything. Mm-hmm. So she's assuming that his response is, oh, I absolutely don't want that, which his face kind of said too. But I would have wanted some words.
Yeah. Wasn't he married to Brenda?
No, he was married to the one Noxema girl.
I know.
Noxema girl.
I know he was married to the Noxema girl. I know that. But he was living with Brenda, supposedly in France or whatever. Weren't they married?
No.
Okay.
They were not married.
Just living together.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm not convinced that it's done here because he didn't say, I don't want that.
Yeah.
I feel like he's going to come back with it. But she goes to Matt and says, I don't need any more time. It's you. I made my decision.
Yep.
So, yeah, you're going to be eating those words.
And eating something else, too. And then Donna, Donna was like, or she says to Donna,
she tells her.
She tells Donna, and Donna's like, what the fuck? And she's like, I knew he wasn't going to say yes. And she's like, what if he did?
Right?
And she's like, well, I don't know. So that's not good.
Yeah.
If you're Matt in that situation, I feel bad for Matt. That's terrible.
Yeah, he's like her second choice because Dylan doesn't want what she wants.
Exactly. No one wants to be second choice.
No. Not with your life partner. I mean, come on.
So we're gonna see what happens with that.
Yeah.
What else is going on? Oh, Steve and Janet's the other big storyline. I don't.
Yeah.
Are there any other because we covered David, we covered Gina, we covered Dylan, and we covered that throuple. Before we get into the baby stuff, we should talk about Donna and fucking what's his name? Oh,
yeah, Noah. What about them? I don't remember anything about them.
Oh, so apparently there's some Harvard alumni dinner or something like that.
Oh my god, yeah.
And Donna finds out about this and she's like, "Oh, we should go to this alumni party because you're an alumni from Harvard." And we're like, "What? He went to Harvard?" Was this information that they gave to us at some point, in passing, or did they just fucking pull this out of their ass?
I feel like it came out of nowhere. It may have been said in passing, but here's my question. They met his character in Hawaii, and he was a tour guide.
Yeah.
And then he was living on a boat and basically homeless.
Yeah.
No job until her parents helped him.
Yeah.
So
because her parents didn't help him. He was a rich guy. He was
but we didn't know that right away.
Right.
It was a secret.
Yeah. He was a secret millionaire, right?
But what is his degree in? He doesn't use a degree. Mm-hmm. He owns a business.
Tour guide-ism.
Right. He owns a business now, but he wasn't using his degree before. So I don't know.
Yeah, what's it fucking matter if he went to Harvard? Here's the thing. So it turns out, obviously, he didn't go to Harvard.
Yeah, he lied.
And he says to Donna, he's like, look, eventually he fesses up. Because she
bought a dress to go to this thing.
It's so weird because every interaction, it's the thing that bad sitcoms and TV shows do. Every interaction they have is oh, I'm glad you're not a liar. We couldn't live a lie like that. She keeps bringing up lying in a situation where he is lying. Mm-hmm. In real life, you would 100% think she absolutely knows he's lying because she's hinting at it. But we're supposed to believe she doesn't know he's lying, and she just happens to be talking about lying all of this whole episode.
Right.
To where he's finally look, I didn't go to Harvard or whatever. I was supposed to go or whatever. I don't remember what fucking bullshit he came up with. But he didn't end up going to Harvard. And she's like, oh my God, that was such like a big part of your personality. And I think what we're supposed to feel like is like, oh my God, what a betrayal. But we only learned this information this episode.
Yeah.
And him going to Harvard means nothing to his character. Like you said, if he had a job where he was like, I'm in business because I went to Harvard Business School. If he talked about everything, first of all, you should have known he didn't go to Harvard. Because you know how you find out if somebody went to Harvard?
They tell you?
Yeah, you wait 5 minutes and then they mention that they went to Harvard.
Yeah.
That's how you know, and he never talks about it, so...
Yeah. No, it's awful. Like, there are so many... If they wanted to break them up, there are so many ways they could have done it without coming up with this convoluted, out-of-nowhere storyline.
So stupid.
I hate it.
So, anyway, it doesn't really affect me at all. Like, I don't care that he went to Harvard. Who gives a fuck?
But Donna's devastated.
Yeah, because, he's a liar. He's such a liar.
Like, he's been a liar, babe. Where have you been?
And he, like... So he comes clean with her, and she's like, I can't live a lie like that. And he's like, yeah, you shouldn't. That's you. You know, this is my secret, and I want to keep it a secret, so I don't want you to tell people. And then, what's her name? Kelly says something to him about Harvard or whatever, and he's like, yeah, I didn't want to go, or whatever. He doesn't. He keeps the lie up, and Donna hears it, and she's like, you lied to Kelly, and he's like, yeah, I said it's my secret that I want to keep. And so, yeah, she's just devastated. She ends up telling Kelly that he lied, and she's like, I can't be with a liar. I don't want to be with him.
Yep. So she dumps him.
So she doesn't officially dump him yet.
Oh, I thought she did. I guess I'm just reliving it.
Well, she basically tells Kelly that she can't be with him. So we know she's going to end things, but I don't think they actually have that conversation yet. Okay. That's probably going to be next episode. So. Yeah, I mean, they're fucking done.
Good. I've hated this relationship all along.
But speaking of relationships that I like, it's Steve and Janet and their new baby girl.
They have brought her home, and they're doing the exact same thing my brother and his wife did when they had their first baby.
Yeah.
If you want to touch the baby, you have to wash your hands.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Make sure your hands are clean. Fully sanitized, 99.9 antibacterial or whatever soap. And that 0.1% of bacteria is doing a lot.
Right.
People are still getting sick.
Right.
But anyway, so, he's very... Janet's not as protective, but he's very protective of the baby. And someone's like, why don't you go for a walk? And he's like, it's fucking December. Take this baby out.
Yeah.
You live in Southern California. It's like, yeah, it's December.
You put on a jacket.
But it's like 68 degrees.
Exactly.
So, anyway, he's all, fucking paranoid. When he said it's December, I'm not going to take the baby for a walk, I thought, yeah, you fucking idiots, it's December. And then I remembered we live in Michigan, where it would be death to take a newborn out in December. But they live in Southern California, where it is 70 degrees in December. So.
Truth. You're speaking truth.
So, anyway, he's having a lot of I want to be very protective of the baby. I don't want anything to hurt the baby. And Janet's kind of it's so funny because Janet wanted him to be responsible and everything. And Janet's like, all right, you need to calm down.
Careful what you wish for there, Janet.
Everyone goes to this party except for Gina. Gina's like, no, go hang out with your friends. I don't want to be to David. This is before they break up.
What party?
They're having a party for the baby.
Oh, okay. Which, by the way, if you don't want germs, that's stupid. Okay, go ahead.
But they all come to see the baby, and she's like, no, hang out with your friends or whatever. They come to see the baby, and they give them, gifts and stuff like that,
frankincense and myrrh. Sorry.
Right, exactly. What's it?
Spider!
Jeez, you scared the fuck out of me!
It's right there, it's very big. It was about to land right on you. I'm sorry. So, here, you can kill it with my phone.
No, it's all right. So
she's
a little bit more scared. It's over there now. She's a little bit more scared of spiders than I am, folks.
So that's about it, really. Nothing much else happened in the episode. We're going to go kill a spider.
1 second. No,
Steve takes the baby for a walk.
Yep.
That's how it ends.
That is the end of the storyline, is Steve takes a baby for a walk. That's true.
So... I guess that's character growth or whatever, but, he was just being a responsible parent anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want your baby to get sick. That's for sure. I see this. I have eyes on the spider, so you're okay. All right? It's right there.
Uh-huh. Are we done?
All right, I'm going to go kill a spider, folks. That is the episode. Carol, why don't you tell the people where they can find their own spiders?
You can write us at latefee1994@aol.com. Check out our website at www.retrolatefee.com.
You got it.
And share the tapes with your friends.
I'll see you next time.
Bye.